We are live on YouTube. Hello, everybody. So, today, happy Saturday shout out to my supporters. I hope you all can hear me okay. I can't hear myself, so I hope that you guys can hear me. I'm learning the new platforms and I'm going to be talking about habits today. So I've been going over James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, all week. And it's partly because my brother, who is in prison, wanted some reading material. And I told him to read that book because it was really good for me to read. And I have read it about 6 times, listened to it about 6 times over the last 6 months. And it's a really good book for me to just re-listen to every month or so. And just some things that I have learned about about habits recently is that we all have a negative habit. We have Our brain creates uh, feedback loops, and it could be a negative feedback loop or a positive one, right? So you have a cue, you have a routine, and you have a reward for every habit that you have in your life. So I am a recovering addict, and this is something that I have to think about daily. I have I'm at a point where my sobriety, like my worst day sober, is better than my best day high. And I'm excited for that. But I still have to enforce the standards of excellence in my own life, and sometimes that makes people in your life uncomfortable. It intimidates them, and you still got to grow. You got to work on your dreams, and that should be like a flag for you to enforce standards of excellence in your own life. So part of how I do this in my life, and how Jeff Lerner and the Entre Institute has taught me how to assess my own habits daily and to assess, what I'm going to do tomorrow. And that's how I was able to plan for this today and be prepared enough to talk about what I'm going to talk about. And so I complete one act of excellence every day, and in each of my professional, my physical, and my personal areas. And then that has allowed me to find my purpose in this world and share my story and overcome adversity and overcome the jitters and not cry when I'm talking about things and not be worried about what are they going to see? Are they all zooming in to see how bad my scars are? Believe me, if you want to up close, I'll give you one. Ask. Like, um, I'm at a level of confidence that it is intimidating everybody around me, and it's only making my path clearer. That being said, you still have to be a tyrannical authoritarian for the standards of excellence in your own life. If you don't get up and teach people how to treat you by treating yourself well, other people won't either. And so, one act of excellence each day in each area. When I get up in the morning, before I even get out of bed, I thank the Lord for waking me up. I'm awake and I'm good. I'm in pain every day as soon as I wake up. I couldn't focus on that pain, and I don't just focus on the pain every day. I expect it. I prepare for it and I handle it. So I get up and before I wake up or before I get out of bed, I thank the Lord for another day. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up to be here to feel the pain that I'm in. Because the people that are not here cannot feel the pain. The people that did not survive their burns would love to have my scars. And I am thankful every morning for my beautiful appearance, for my beautiful life. Even though it is not everything that I want it to be, it's getting there slowly. But I have to assess my own habits every day. And so then I thank my higher power for another day. I get up and I make my bed and I I get up early before the sun so I can work out. And I don't even call it a workout. I call it my daily celebration of what my body could do. Because at one point, I wasn't even able to get up and make my bed. I wasn't able to get up to go to the bathroom. I couldn't even wipe my own behind. And that is something people don't think about, especially when you're doing so well. I think about every day when I make my bed, being thankful that I have a bed to make. I'm thankful that I can walk around the bed to make it. I have the ability to actually complete that task. I guarantee you there's some people in the ICU right now fighting for their life, wishing they could get up and make their bed. And that I am reminded by that every day. And then I go because I celebrate what my body can do before the sun rises. And I know there are people in Harborview right now that wish they could get out of their bed and go run a mile, walk a mile, crawl a mile, get out of that bed, get out of the ICU. And so every morning before the sun comes up, I walk a mile for Harborview on the treadmill, in my apartment, outside. Um, it's a non negotiable. I have to do that because at one point, for 5.5 months, I was chained to a bed by a feeding tube and I couldn't do that for myself. I couldn't brush my own teeth. And they would come in and tell me, Crystal, you're so beautiful. Look at your beautiful teeth. Your eyelashes are growing back. I didn't want to hear that. I wanted out of the bed badly. I would ask them, when can I go home? When can I go home? When you can shower yourself and when you can go to the bathroom by yourself. The first day that I could shower myself and go to the bathroom by myself, out the hospital I went. 5.5 months being in the ICU and a 1 week in the rehabilitation unit, I stumbled myself to the bathroom once. No bed alarm. Didn't fall, didn't hurt myself. The next morning, they watched me shower, watched me drop things, and they couldn't help me. And I was mad. And I asked them if they were getting a kick out of watching me shower and drop everything. The nurses were not getting a kick out of not being able to help me, but I was being abusive because they couldn't help me, wouldn't help me. Kind of like the crowding pants in my other room. But I'm a better person than that now because I can assess my own habits, my own toxic tendencies. And after I am done with my 1 mile for Harborview, it's usually more than that now. I average about 3 to 5 miles a day. Not since my recent surgeries. I'm trying to work back up, but I still have a non-negotiable that I celebrate what my body can do every day. I also make myself breakfast. I don't just make cereal and just go through my emotions anymore. I make myself high protein breakfast every morning. I eat about 3 eggs every day, either poached eggs or scrambled eggs, or I make myself breakfast. And it's pretty for me because usually Rivet's at work already. And I do those things to make sure that I can do everything else I need to do through the course of the day. And then scheduling and making time for my education and my personal development, and making and scheduling my medical appointments. And if I don't make them, communicating why I miss them or why I'm having a problem getting to them because I don't have a vehicle and I have to take public transportation and I have to plan all of that out ahead of time. And if I don't get to where I'm going on time, I need to communicate that because people worry. I'm 80% burned. I live in Oklahoma. Temperatures are high, and I don't regulate my temperature very well because I 80% of my sweat glands are gone. And uh, so communicating that I am not having a medical event to people is important. And, you know, I urge you to kind of assess some of the cues, the routines, and the rewards in your own life and see where you can improve. I wanted to also touch on some really powerful things that I've learned in the last 24 hours. Um, if you come from a place of lack and you're telling the universe you're not ready. No, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. You're telling the universe you're not ready. And you have to make the time to make yourself a priority. Invest in yourself. Schedule it. I'm 40 years old and I'm making the time for myself, and it's making people uncomfortable. And it's just making me realize that I have done too much for too many people for too long, and I need to do more for myself. And although that sounds kind of selfish, it's real. Nobody can take care of you but you. Nobody can love you but you. Everybody can, encourage you and support you, but you got to get up and do the work. And I promise you, if you assess some of your own internal stuff or external stuff, like your environment is everything. If you are consuming negative content, you're going to feel negative. If you are not learning anything and you're just consuming all this negative stuff, it's going to dumb you down. And I just am very intentional about the things that I consume: TV, books, internet, social media content. I unfollow people more than I follow them. And I urge you to do the same thing. I urge you to do the same thing. If for some reason you're putting in more than you're getting out of it, unfollow them. If for some reason they're stealing your peace somehow, you just don't like it, just something about it, unfollow because it's disrupting your peace somehow. And unsubscribe. Unsubscribe from people and their chaotic beliefs. Unsubscribe from people and their limiting beliefs. Have limitless beliefs. Like, I used to tell myself, why would anybody want to listen to me? Why wouldn't anybody want to listen to me? I've been through a lot. I have two amazing children. I have two college degrees before I started Entra. I have an AA degree in the medical office and in medical office and business management. from Spokane Community College in Spokane, Washington. After that, I still wasn't sure what I wanted to be when I grew up, so I went to cosmetology school, and I have a technical degree in cosmetology. And I can do, aesthetic stuff. I can do makeup, hair, and barbering, shaving, and all the chemicals. I don't like to do that stuff. So, I got the license. I never actually had a chair because I decided after 10 months of hell being covered in other people's hair, I didn't really like it. And when my family, the whole reason I started was to do my family's hair, it got to the point where I just didn't even want to cut their hair. I just stopped doing hair because I wasn't enjoying it. And I went back to the medical field. And that's what I'm good at, is the medical field. And so I know that I have these skills from my past experiences, and I'm trying to just assess that in my own life and see how I can utilize the skills I already have to progress in my professional life and my personal life. And the first step is knowing why we behave the way we do. What cues us, triggers us to do the routine that we are doing, good or bad. So there's a cue, and then we have a routine of how we deal with it. Either somebody's triggered, and we react, and then we reward ourselves by either using or drinking, or there's a cue like, oh, this person's trying to irritate me. In the past, I've reacted. What's the routine I'm going to handle with it? How am I going to handle it in a more productive way now? How am I going to reward myself by doing that? So I appreciate that you gave me the time to watch this. And the reason I'm scheduling these lives is to give you guys good information that I'm learning, and also to shout you guys out. I really appreciate all the engagement. I gained my first 100 watch hours this week, and I also gained my first 100 subscribers. I'm now at 125 and growing very steadily and rapidly. And I appreciate all your engagement and all of your wonderful comments, your constructive criticism. Please be kind. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, reach out. Be well, my friends. Happy Saturday. And remember, show up for yourself. Have a great day.